Because of this, I am hated, feared, and degraded. Because of this, there's no place to feel safe. Because of this, I don't feel safe at school or at home, at the park or at the store. All because of this. Because of this, my people are raped, beat, murdered, disrespected, oppressed. Because of this, because the color of my skin and my people's skin, we have been forced to live in a society where it is more acceptable to kill someone or disrespect or degrade someone just because of this. There is no reason why being black should be a crime. In fact, it's technically not. But since the beginning of time, when the white man bought our ancestors and brought us to the land that they stole from the Native Americans, this has been a crime to them. Why is it that you people, and when I say you people, I'm referring to white people, why is it that you people fear this so much? Why do you fear something that you have broke down for so long? Why do you fear something that you have degraded for so long? Why do you fear something that you have raped and beat for so long? Why do you fear something that you have murdered for so long? Why? And for those of you who feel, no, we don't fear you, we're here with you, action speaks louder than words. If you're not helping, you are hurting. If you're not speaking up and you're staying silent, you are a part of the issue too. In the midst of this pandemic, where people are fighting for their lives for health reasons, you still have ignorant, racist people that are killing minorities just because they feel, and to an extent they know at this point, because they've done it so many times, that they can and they can get away with it. This is not okay. It's not okay at all. We have everyone's attention now with the protests and the rioting and the looting that we learned from the white people. Now, what are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with this attention that we now have? Now that we have their attention, we have to bring forth the things that we need. It's not a want, but need changed. We do not need to let these riots and protests and this looting that we learned from the white people distract us all from the bigger issue. We live in a society where a jury of your peers for a black man is a jury full of white people with maybe one or two black people. We live in a society that neighborhoods do not welcome you in, and they don't care to be sued. They rather take a settlement than allow a black person or any minority to live in their community still. We live in a society where it is not okay to be a minority of any kind. We live in a society where those that are supposed to protect us are the ones that are killing us. We live in a society where it's okay to be a bad cop and a racist. We live in a society where white people act like white privilege does not exist. We live in a society where no matter how many degrees we have, what our careers are, what our backgrounds is, we're still just niggers to the white people. We live in a society that is so sad and horrible. And I'm speaking specifically to my black people, any minority. We cannot deal with this anymore. We can't. Like, this shit, excuse my language, this shit is sad. It is depressing. And it's heartbreaking that no matter what we do, no matter what we accomplish, no matter how many hurdles we leap over, no matter how many obstacles we face and conquer, that it doesn't matter to those white people that are still those racists, that are those white supremacists. It doesn't matter, because to them, we will always be niggers. We live in a society, in a nation rather. We live in a nation that when slavery was supposed to end, you had a whole big portion of this country who divided from the country because they were so pissed off at the fact that slavery was ending. We live in a nation that when slavery ended, that is when law enforcement was put in place to find and kill and beat niggers, black people. Niggers is what they still think of us. We live in a nation where they don't pay attention to us until they lose their dollars. We need to let them know that we're serious by taking the dollar away. When the dollar is taken away, they pay attention. From the situation that happened with Rosa Parks back in the day, when they boycotted those buses and they lost that money, and when the buses were boycotted like that and their pockets got hurt, laws were put in place about desegregating buses. But until they did what they did and boycotted that and hurt their pockets, nothing changed. As black people and all minorities, we have to unite together. And any white person that I'm not going to say understand, but any white person that is sick of the racism as well, you need to unite with us as well. Because at this point, either you're for racism or you're against it. If you're not saying anything, that's the same thing as you being for it. We all need to unite together. Because if we don't unite together, Black people, we are going to continue to suffer. Our ancestors have been dealing with this crap for years. Nothing has changed. Pictures from current day stuff is the same from back in the day. Nothing has changed. This is horrible. I'm not even an emotional person, but this stuff makes me so emotional because it makes me so mad. It makes me so angry that I could be the most educated and professional person within my community and it wouldn't even matter just because of this, because of the color of my skin. It makes me angry that we're not even safe in our own homes. It makes me so angry that we're not safe. When I say we, I'm talking about Black people and other minorities too, but especially Black people because I'm a Black person. I only can speak from my experiences. It makes me so angry to think that as Black people, when our children go to school, they're not safe. At stores, they're not safe. They're not even safe with you. Just because of the color of their skin. Yo, we got to change this stuff. Because this is just horrible. This makes me hate living in this country. It's just sad. We have to fix this. I've said it already and I'm going to say it again. With the protests and the riots and the looting that we learned from the white people. So I don't even understand why they're mad about it. Without looting, you would not have all the stuff and artifacts that you see in the museums today. Because you looted that stuff. The white people looted that stuff. You took something that did not belong to you in order to do something that you wanted to do. You took this country from the Native American people because you didn't like where you were living at and you just wanted to change what you didn't like the rules where you were living at. So you discovered another country and built a nation. A nation that you did not truly build. You did not discover anything. If someone lives somewhere, you cannot discover it. You did not build it. My ancestors did. And Black people, it is a very special day, a day that was actually special to us, that has meaning to us. Juneteenth is a day and is the only Independence Day that African American people should even be celebrating. I don't think you realize when y'all celebrate 4th of July that it's like a slap in the face to yourself and your ancestors. Our people were not free on the white man's Independence Day. They were still slaves being bought and sold on Independence Day, on the white man's Independence Day. Juneteenth is our Independence Day. June 19th, to be exact, is our Independence Day. We need to start celebrating our own culture and stop celebrating their mistakes and their lies. Things as a result of, we need to educate our children. Because they're not being, because their miseducation in the school systems is horrible. There's no education about us in the education system. Besides Black History Month, when they talk about slavery and Martin Luther King. We need to rebuild our Black communities. We need to unite with each other. We need to become stronger than we have ever been. We need to be stronger together and more united than even they were back in the civil rights days, because y'all did it so much worse than it was back then. Now that we have their attention, y'all, we have to keep their attention, and we have to do what we need to do for change to actually be made. We have their attention. Now, what are we going to do with that attention? That is my question.